the real purpose of offshoring yourself. Today we discuss. Today we are going to talk about the benefits, the real benefits of doing offshoring, having an offshore strategy, and how it can benefit your life. So you see a lot on this sphere, CBI passports, citizenship by investment programs, and offshore banking, and getting paperwork, also geomaxing for the dating fanatics. Anyways, but what's the real purpose of offshoring yourself depending on your situation? And for me, is getting the best return on investment in life. And it's as simple as that. Because let's say if you live in the United States and you say, okay, I live great in Dallas, in Austin, in Spokane, a place like that. And you are making, quite some decent living, making over $100,000 per year, and you have a nice family, or you are single, but ready to mingle and having fun and upgrading in your career, whatever may be the case, and cool on that. I mean, I'm not saying, because many people push, move to Mexico or something like that. That it's nice, it's beautiful, love Mexico, but I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the good thing about offshoring, the idea is getting arbitrage at a particular, let's say, aspect of your life. For instance, something as simple as getting another bank account offshore. Cool, why not having, I'm not saying you're gonna dodge paying taxes. Still do your taxes according to the legislation, to the law on the US or any given country. Do it legally 100% all the time, especially with taxes. So having a second bank account, why not? Having, like a nest egg, like a rainy day fund, why not? It's usually practical for several issues, several, let's say, circumstances, like buying real estate or things like that. We're gonna get on the real estate a little bit later. Also, there is a lot of push on getting a second passport. And this is something that I don't agree 100%. And yet again, my mantra is ROI is gonna depend on how much it's gonna cost, not only on money on financial terms, but also on, it takes, a lot of investment of time and energy plus money. So this is not gonna be for everyone, but the first thing that I say is, if you have the possibility of getting a second passport, if you have like an Italian grandma, la nonna, something like that, just please get into business right now. Or if you got married with a citizen of another country, do it now. Or if you are spending, if you're a perpetual traveler, finding yourself, you just find yourself in a country that on a couple of years they're going to give you citizenship with your residency. There will be a path of citizenship depending on the country. So choose a country to find yourself where that is a legitimate option. Or just getting these paper residencies like in Paraguay that doesn't require as much of an investment on the country. But still, there is a work that you have to do in order to get into that position. But it's, let's say, one of the easiest paths. But this video is not about sponsoring Paraguay. The point is that if you are on the position, because reaching that position is actually tricky, because you need to be a high net worth individual. And also, many times, many high net worth individuals are working like 80, 100 hours per week, and they are not in a position on, doing this thing. But the main point is that, you don't have to rush and go and buy a passport on a Caribbean island or something like that. Now, if you can afford it, it's not going to break your bank. I suggest to do so, but it's not going to be the main purpose. I mean, because here's the issue. Offshoring is not a way in order to make money or get rich or something like that. Many people will say that is completely false, especially if you're listening to this from the United States. If you are not making money in the US, most likely you won't make money in another country. Now, when you reach a certain status, what can happen is that you reduce your taxes. I mean, that's, by the way, you see, this is not rocket science. It's basically a few setups that you have to do. And of course, it requires certain, knowledge and certain know-how in order to put yourself in that position. But believe me, this is not rocket science. Well, anyways, the other thing is that you reduce a lot on cost of living. The United States is a great country, but it's one of the most expensive countries in the world. And God forbid that you need to use the US healthcare system, because I'm seeing many people, great people, hardworking people, very consistent. They are on a career path or with a business, something like that, and something bad happens to their health, an accident, something like that, and the legal fees and the medical fees are something, are sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars for a surgery, and some time on the IR and things like that, intensive care unit, places, you know the situation that I'm talking about. God forbid something like that happens to you, regardless of where you are, and maybe you have heard these stories, and maybe that thing happened to an acquaintance, someone like that. And please, wish you the best. Anyone watching this, I mean, wish you a good luck and a very long and prosperous life. But anyways, the sad thing is that these things happen sometimes to some people, and many times that derails the path of success to many Americans, because this happens in the United States. That happens also in other countries, but are usually very poor families that they cannot take care of basic bills or extra bills in order to take care of a very serious medical condition. And even that these particular scenarios can happen to even millionaires, and they lose everything just for a particular medical situation, God forbid. So on the rest of the world, most countries, depending on the country, this is not going to be an issue, because a surgery, talking a high-profile surgery, costs just a couple of $1,000s in Latin America and places like that. So it's not going to break your bank, and just a regular visit, a regular checkout with a doctor costs just a few tens of dollars, so it's $100, something like that, on the high end. And this is something that you have to consider, that of course you are not gonna, let's say, do a planning or a strategy on your life thinking on that. Please, God forbid that something like that happens to anyone listening to this. Health and prosperity to everyone watching this. But the main point is that are many things that, say, yet again, watching this from the States, that you're going to get a better deal abroad. Taxes, most likely, healthcare, also, that's a given. And without insurance or something like that. Also, paperwork, you can diversify your paperwork. This is something that if you are in the position of doing so, please just move your rear end and do it now, because it's going to get more difficult. If you can afford a CBI program, something like that, but please do it if it's something that is not going to break your bank. I mean, you are very liquid. I'm talking on 7-figure liquid. Yeah, I'm not going to get the cliche seven and eight figure entrepreneur. So if you are one of those, okay, but you are liquid on that, okay, also go ahead and do so. And lastly, let's talk about the intangibles that you do with geo-arbitrage when you go outside. Another ways of thinking, you learn a lot from the world. Let's say if you are from the US, you learn that you are more grateful on what you have, because the opportunities that you have as an American, only a handful of countries they have it. Now, there are a lot of problems in the US, regardless of who's governing the country, and that's a given, but also a lot of opportunities that you're not going to have elsewhere. And many people, actually, I heard this by an American citizen, that he said that I wish every American has the opportunity to go abroad, because they will value a lot, way more, what they have going in the US, regardless of who they are. Other thing is that you create synergy, because different ways of thinking usually bring innovation, creativity. So many businesses are being founded by two or more people from more than one nationality. Also pieces of art, science, technology, sports, whatever may be the case. You're going to have more synergy that will give you different point of view in order to tackle a particular situation, or just, get new trains of thought and create new strategies, whatever may be the case. It's something, it's special when you have another perspective, different perspective, and you can combine that on your particular, let's say, your work, your career, your profession, your business, whatever may be the case, or just, your everyday life, maybe a different kind of music that you've never heard before, something like that, a different cuisine. And for instance, for myself, that has helped me a lot in order to develop myself. Personally, because I get different, throughout my life, I got in different perspectives in life. Americans have helped me a lot on that regard, but also Europeans, Latin American citizens, Asians, Africans, whatever may be the case. And lastly, of course, we have to talk about dating geo-arbitrage. When you go offshore, the best markets, if you're an American citizen, the best markets are outside of the US. Now, the US has a handful of, interesting options regarding dating, but over 99% of men are not going to have access to such opportunities, to such rich markets. And if you go abroad, depending on your preference and your particular profile, you're going to get a way better return on investment on your particular dating strategy, because the resources in order to, that you have to spend on the dating market, time, money, and energy, you're going to get way better ROI abroad than on the US, and it is what it is. Thank you for watching Continental Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media, and if you want to work with us, continentalinsider.com. Thanks again, and have a nice day.